This is part 3 of our Alaska series from the trip we did with my band, The Nadas, and includes some cool vintage railroad, some great Nadas content, and some whale watching. Enjoy.
Where the stairs are down, 2 people per seat, please. Right up in that one if you want it. Can't get them in.
Can I get your theme song?
This one. All the way back down to the Skagway Harbor. And then we're going to come up a little bit higher and curve around to the left to where you'll have some great views over your left-hand shoulder of the entire Denver Valley. And Alaskan flags out front. And then you will see the Canadian and U.S. flags about 20 feet up with that.
Man, we highly recommend the White Pass Summit Excursion Railroad Tour. The tour takes you along the historic Klondike route to the Yukon in a vintage passenger coach. Amazing views, amazing scenery, just right on the edge of the mountain there. And take you all the way to the top, and you turn around and come back to the town of Skagway. The entire town of Skagway, Alaska, is part of a national park. It is the Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park, and many of the buildings in town are actually owned by the National Park System and maintained by the National Park System. And it's kind of like going back in time, and you can almost picture the Gold Rush days. This building is the headquarters for the Arctic Brotherhood, which was an adventurers club started back in 1899. It went away in the 1930s, but was brought back in the mid-2000s by some modern-day adventurers. And I don't know, I'm still waiting for my invitation to join. I've started carrying a Leica Q2 Monochrom camera around for our travels and taking some still shots in black and white only. So you'll see that I throw in a black and white picture every once in a while just to show you what I'm doing along the way. Here's one. So, good morning, Emma.
Good morning.
So today is a day at sea.
Yes.
We were in Skagway last night, or yesterday. And then day at sea, and then Victoria. But today,
We're just pirates.
on our day at sea, we've got a couple of Nada's events, including a show. But mostly we're just going to loaf around the ship.
Like pirates do.
Yep. Right now, we're going to breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I distinctly remember sitting in Ray England's basement with Brett Nelson, Ray England. Those were pre these guys. And we were discussing band names, and Mike had some really good ideas. One was Shaggy George.
Yes.
One was something else about fruit.
Spicy lemons.
And I was like,
That was taken. That was taken.
Well,
almost all band names are taken. That's the problem.
That's the issue.
But I just kept lobbying for something that meant something. It was like our first not seeing eye to eye, difference of opinion. And I pushed and pushed and pushed to have a name that meant something, and we couldn't figure out one, so we went with a name that meant nothing.
I always thought it meant need another drummer again.
That's also wrong. That's also a rumor of what it means. There was someone that like 10, 15 years in came up to us at a show and said, "I named your band. Don't you remember?" And I didn't. I said, "No, I don't remember." And she said, "It's an acronym. It stands for nicotine, alcohol, drugs, and sex." We're like, "Well, thank you for doing that for us."
That was nice. You weren't in Ray's basement. No, please leave. That's a great question.
Moving on.
Store owner, how have you guys weathered the I don't need a CD anymore thing? And just through the years, because I still have all my Nada CDs because I want to play them in the order that they were originally released, because that's what we have in our brain, and I love them so much. But then you get on Spotify and you're like, what? There's only like 6 songs on there. Is there more on there now? I don't know. But anyway, I prefer the CDs. How have you weathered that through the years?
There's more songs, they just all sound the same.
I mean, what did we do? Our 11th studio album plus the other ones. We ordered 1,000 copies and we have 985 left. We used to order 10,000 copies at a time. And so, I mean, we don't make...
Except for Listen Through the Static, we have
Any-
35,000 copies.
35,000?
we have like 27,000 left.
We don't make any money. Like, the recording costs more than comes in any way, shape, or form. So that's like the biggest thing. But we're still gonna make albums, and I guess we'll just call it a marketing expense or something.
I have a recent strategy I've been using for my solo record. So you think, I put out that solo record and I made 1,000 copies and I started carrying them around in the van and then played shows and then said I have CDs for sale. And the most common thing that people say is, I don't even have a CD player anymore. And then I say, well, what year's your car? And then I know people that drive old cars because they still have a CD player and they still like it. But anyway, my strategy that I've implemented, I'm not saying this is a good business decision. I'm not the best at business, but I bought a whole bunch of Chinese CD players, like 3 dozen of them. They were $18 each, and I started carrying those around. And then if anybody says, I don't even have a CD player, I say, well, you're in luck, because when you buy this CD for $10, it comes with a free CD player. And so I went through a few dozen CD players, and I felt really good about the industry coming back in that way.
Can you clarify?
Yeah.
Was it $18 each?
Each, yeah.
You are not very good at business.
Yeah. But it's a marketing expense.
Oh, okay. Good enough. Each?
But here's the thing, Discman, the portable CD players have come a long way. People don't realize. For $18, you can get a portable CD player with it sounds like I'm pitching you on buying a CD player from me, but I only have one left. So it comes with a lithium battery that's rechargeable and lasts like all day, and 120-second anti-skip protection, and Bluetooth, so you can just play them through your car or your AirPods.
That's worth, I feel like that'd be worth $18. Like
Now, if I
table.
import a container, that price goes down to like $13. So I'm thinking about
And then you can come to our CD player store in our garage.
it.
Just use a container. Great question.
We're just tramps and thieves, stealing from ourselves, begging out of greed, flying off the shelves to you. Gypsies from the start, knew it all along. You can't have my heart, it's going for a song to you. It's been a long day. It's alright to stay with me tonight. Alright, stay with me tonight. It's alright, alone, goodbye. And it's alright. We got some drums, yo! Celebrate the end for what it creates. Heaven help us then to find my faith in you. Thank you guys for coming on the cruise. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Eric Edwards, everybody. Let's go on now to watch Antonio La Rosa.
It was awesome.
We're thinking about, say, 20%. Oh, there it is.
What's for dessert, Emma?
Baked Alaska.
In Alaska.
In Alaska. In and around Alaska.
When in Rome, eat baked Alaska. How is it?
It's really good.
Last real morning on the ship. It's a nice morning for a coffee on the balcony.
Okay. I see. Jason,
Yes?
where are we going?
Canada.
For what?
We're gonna go whale watching or whale hunting.
No, no whale watching. Goodness gracious.
We're gonna look for whales.
5:45. End of the pier. Bring sea pass.
Sit by the side. Right, yeah, top water. Yeah.
I'm gonna go see some whales.
Thank you.
Just cracked us though, huh?
So there are two types of orcas that can be seen in the waters around Victoria, British Columbia. All the orcas that we saw on this day were the transient killer whales, otherwise known as Biggs killer whales. The other type that can be seen there are the southern resident killer whales. And even though they look the same and they swim in the same waters, they don't interact and they don't mate with each other. The southern residents eat fish mostly and squid, and the Biggs killer whales are mammal eaters, which sounds scary. And there was a lot of talk on the boat about whether they've ever eaten a person, but apparently they haven't. So they mostly eat mammals, seals, sea lions, smaller porpoises, and we got to see a bunch of them on this excursion, and it was well worth it.